one of the weirdest and most brutal anime out there. Let's recap everything from Dorohedoro Season 1. The story begins with Kamen biting the head of a sorcerer named Matsumura. While this happens, Matsumura tells his partner, Fujita, who is fighting Nikaido, that there is someone else inside Kamen's mouth. When Fujita hits Kamen with magic, it has no effect, which confuses him. Nikaido quickly defeats Fujita and knocks him out. Kamen then removes Matsumura from his mouth and asks what the man inside said. Matsumura answers, "You are not the one." Hearing this, Kamen says they no longer need him and brutally kills Matsumura. As a final move, Matsumura opens a magic door so Fujita can escape, which makes Kamen angry. Soon after, another sorcerer appears through a door. We learn that these doors connect two worlds, the sorcerer's world and a dirty city called Hole, where Kamen lives. Kamen and Nikaido go to Nikaido's diner. On the way, Kamen sees an alley and remembers it as the last place he saw before losing his memories. He wonders if the man from that memory is the one inside his mouth. They then eat together at the diner. Elsewhere, Fujita attends Matsumura's funeral and meets his boss, and explains that many sorcerers are missing and believes Kamen is responsible. He also says that Kamen is immune to magic because he is already under a powerful spell. The next morning, Kamen tells Nikaido he started a part-time job at a hospital to learn about sorcerers. While working, Kamen gets distracted by Nikaido's pork, gets hit by the doctor to refocus, and asks her to save him some as she leaves. At the diner, Nikaido feeds a starving man and warns him that the area is dangerous because of sorcerers. She mentions a sorcerer who turns people into bugs and insults his magic. The man reveals himself as that sorcerer and attacks her. Kamen arrives, challenges him, and kills him easily, breaking the spell on Nikaido and earning a bonus from his job. Fujita later tries to enter Hole but is stopped by guards. En orders him to find a new partner and locate the sorcerer who turned Kamen into a lizard. He also says no one can enter or leave Hole for now. The next day, Kamen prepares to see photos taken of the inside of his mouth. Before that, a sorcerer tries to escape through a door. Kamen and Nikaido defeat her and discover she is a girl. Kamen hesitates but still puts her head in his mouth. Before the man inside can speak, Fujita pulls her back through the door. Her name is Ebisu. Kamen finally sees the photos but finds nothing useful. Meanwhile, Ebisu meets Fujita, Shin, and Noi for dinner. Shin and Noi are ordered to kill Kamen and Nikaido. Kamen and Nikaido go to a bar to find a sorcerer called Needle, who can tell fortunes. Needle warns them that trouble related to a heart is coming. Shin and Noi return to En. Noi heals Ebisu, though her memories will return later. The group travels to Hole during Living Dead Day, when smoke causes the dead to rise as zombies. They fight the zombies and soon encounter Kamen and Nikaido. Kamen fights Shin but struggles. Nikaido fights Noi but is defeated. Shin cuts off Kamen's head. Nikaido then reveals she is a sorcerer and escapes with Kamen through a door. Kamen later regrows his head. While trying to examine his severed head, the power goes out and someone steals it. Shin meets En and confirms Kamen is alive. Shin remembers the face of the man inside Kamen's mouth. They visit a sorcerer named Turkey, who creates living dolls. He makes a doll of the man inside Kamen. The doll leads them to a box containing the severed head, which they recover. At a party, En looks for a partner with resurrection magic. When he discovers the girl uses drugs to control a creature, he kills her and keeps the creature, naming it Kikuraja. Meanwhile, Kamen and Nikaido deliver sorcerer bodies to a professor but cannot find him at first. When they do, the professor reveals he has created a door using sorcerer bones and tissue. They enter the sorcerer's world and see a man with the same eye markings as the man inside Kamen. They lose him in an alley. Shin and Noi find a building full of people with the same markings. After being exposed, they kill them all and take one captive. Kamen and Nikaido find the building filled with corpses. Finally, En revives the severed head by giving it a smoke-powered body. His name is Risu, and Shin and the others begin to interrogate him. Nikaido tells Kamen that they should split up to find Risu faster. She steals some money to meet a demon named Asu and asks him about Risu. He doesn't know much, only that Risu is at the End's place. Asu then asks if she likes Kamen, and she blushes, calling him just a friend. He opens a path to End so she can attempt to take Risu. Meanwhile, Kamen asks several people about Risu, but no one knows. Nikaido fights the End's guards and then faces Noi. She decides she doesn't need to win and destroys Noi's eye to escape. Shin and the others find the door Nikaido used and realize she is after Risu. When Nikaido arrives, she tries to take Risu but accidentally hits En. En goes on a rampage, turning nearby people into mushrooms. In the chaos, Risu escapes and Nikaido is badly injured. Shin is also hurt but is healed by Noi's magic. Nikaido is brought to Kamen, who takes her to doctors. A brief flashback reveals Shin's past. Born to a human father and a sorcerer mother, he hid his powers until his mother was killed and his father later died helping him escape. Shin slaughtered his pursuers, cut off his own hands to access his magic, and had them reattached by the professor, becoming a ruthless killer whose actions led to the creation of the Magic Victim Ward. In the present, Kamen serves Nikaido pizza, but she is kidnapped. He fights the kidnapper and a monster named Johnson, escapes after learning the man saw them before, and the kidnapper dies. En summons Ebisu, saying her black smoke was found at an illegal shop. Fujita fails to find a partner and plans to kill Kamen, but stops at a baseball tournament when he sees Matsumura's zombie. A guard spills Ebisu's black powder on Noi. Fujita and Ebisu return with Matsumura. Ebisu complains of head pain. Noi turns into a lizard monster but is defeated by Shin and cured by Chota. Ebisu then transforms and kills Matsumura. The next day, Kamen goes alone to the sorcerer's world to avoid putting Nikaido in danger. He searches for crossed eye people, learns they might appear at Kespel Park after the Blue Night event, a 3-day marathon to find partners. Starving in an alley, Kamen sees thugs trying to kidnap Fukuyama. Tanba intervenes and Kamen kills the thugs. He eats Tanba's meat pies and asks for work, starting a job with him. During the Blue Night event, Kamen sneaks in. Risu also arrives while Shin and others review partner applications, and En discovers time control magic traces in a smoke shop. During Blue Night, Noi is attacked after removing her heels, and Shin is taken down while investigating. Kamen is scolded by Tanba but forgiven by Fukuyama, then gets some money, buys obagyosa, and later helps defeat attackers with his friends. Risu briefly meets Kamen, and they part suspiciously while Noi finds Shin and learns Baku defeated her. En sees security footage of the kidnapper and discovers he has time magic, hiding a mini mushroom in a doll. Nikaido celebrates the doctor's birthday with others when she suddenly feels pain, and a monster emerges controlled by En. The doctor is turned into a mushroom, and the professor uses Johnson to fight the monster, but it hits him. Nikaido throws hot sauce at it to stun it, and tells everyone to go to the second floor, where 13 gives her first aid. Flashback shows Asu gives Nikaido a mask that enhances her abilities. Wearing it, she kills the monster. As they decide what to do, the monster's blood spreads and opens a door, bringing them to En's place. En traps Nikaido with his monster and begins to interrogate her. When 13 arrives, En turns his head into a mushroom. 3 demons enter, revealing that Nikaido controls time. En takes Nikaido to a contract ceremony, forcing her to sign with him while Shin and Noi sign their contracts too. Blue Night ends. En's men torture the professor, asking about Kamen. Tanba finds Kamen in a park and urges him to tell the truth. Kamen admits he has no memories of his past or who cursed him. His only clue is people with cross marks on their eyes. Tanba offers to help, knowing someone with cross marks. They go to the prison where the marked man, Shimizu, is to be executed. Kamen bites Shimizu's head, asking what the ghost inside said. Shimizu replies, "You are not the one." A demon suddenly pulls Shimizu to hell. Kamen tries to save him but fails. Tanba and Fukuyama pull Kamen back. Asu appears, cuts Shimizu's legs, freeing them, and warns that Nikaido is in danger at En. The professor escapes, and En has Chidoruma make a new mask, introducing her as his partner under an unmutual contract. The professor and Johnson steal food but are stopped by Shin and Noi, who discover the professor is who saved him as child. Chota reveals En's past. He turned his parents into mushrooms, was sold, forced to produce smoke, and thrown into hell, but Chidoruma rescued him. En learns a killer is targeting powerful sorcerers and stealing their heads, killing many of his men. He sends Shin and Noi to stop the killer and follows, but they are defeated. En fights, loses control, and turns a city into mushrooms. Believing the killer dead, he escapes headless, seeking a time-controlling partner to return to the incident day and uncover the truth. Kamen enters En's mansion disguised as Tanba's wife, escapes with Nikaido during a pie contest where Asuka overuses magic and faints, and Shin tells the others to return to Hole. Nikaido tells Kamen she can't be far from En. He promises to bring her back by force if needed. Risu remembers Aikawa confronting 2 cross-marked people, but he stops him, saying their boss will lead them to freedom, and later reaches Berith. Kamen and Nikaido clash in front of a church, with Kamen trying to stop her while she urges him to use his knife. Amid the fight, Chota prays to a great devil, wishing Nikaido dead. Kamen crashes into a statue, breaking his legs, and Nikaido attacks violently, breaking the ground. Hiding, Kamen finds a mirror where Risu appears, questioning if he would kill a friend again. Nikaido is stabbed in the back, but Asu arrives, saves her, removes En's contract, and gives it to Chota and transforms Chota into Nikaido to buy time. After arguing about the events, Kamen and Nikaido escape through a door Asu opens. The season ends with them finding a hidden shelter, agreeing to remain friends and spend the night there safely. If you want more recaps like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what anime you want to see next.